Greetings, my wonderful Jellyspoons, and welcome back to another episode of Monday Madness, the Monday show where I talk about anything and everything. And today, I am talking about Matthew Bourne Sleeping Beauty, but more importantly, making the costume of Count Lilac. Come with me on this crazy, crazy journey.
And here we are with my pile of stuff. This is my accumulated fabric. Most of this, very luckily, I already had. So all these different wonderful shades of blue and all these different purples and pinks, all these different shades I already had. So this is like scraps and pieces and things. Some of this is from my Erebos, some of this is from fairy costumes I've made. This is some fantastic fabric that I found, and it was quite cheap as well. So I'm using that. It's not an exact replica of what they have in the original costume, but I'm not trying to make it exact. I'm trying to make a copy, but not exact. So that's going to work. I also bought, because I really wanted some of these for my room. So these are battery powered candles. So this bit will flicker when the battery's in the bottom. And I am going to partly use this old wand that I got off Wish ages ago. And I'm going to hot glue it to the side, and then I'm going to add different bits and pieces to create the sort of wings and feathers on the candle and stuff like that. I'm using this gold, which you will have seen before if you've seen any of my videos. I use this to make my Silas Briarwood cosplay, various other things. This has been used in my Peter Pan cosplay from the Finding Neverland movie. So that is going to be used to make all these different details, because there's loads of details going up the... Where's it going? Going up the sides and then down the back and things like that. So all these friggin' magical, wonderful colours. Just look at this colour palette I'm working with right now. It's just friggin' gorgeous. So yeah, but for now, I'm working with this wonderful fabric. It is not the exact shade of blue, but it's iridescent, and I friggin' love that. Like, it's got blue in it, and when I'm filming, I'll have some blue lights on. So there's blue, there's pink, there's yellow, there's purple in this. I just think it's really stunning. So again, not an exact replica, but when I have blue light shining on it, it'll be just fine. It is mock-up time. I'm making a mock-up because this fabric is expensive. Well, expensive by my standards anyway. So I'm making a mock-up so that I can make sure I have everything exactly where I need it before I start cutting properly. I need to make some sleeves next and attach those on. Alright. So right now I'm working on the waistcoat. So I've got one of my waistcoats, one of the ones that fits me perfectly. So I'm using that to make my template patterns. So I've just cut this one out. So this is going to be one of the front panels over here. And I've got this wonderful pinky purple, because on the original costume, you can see that it's lined and hemmed with pink. So this is going to have pink, and there's going to be just a little accent, so you can see it just over the top like that. So yeah, super excited for this. Alright, it is time. I'm getting all the panels for the waistcoat, and this is it sewn. So what I'm doing, one-handed and spectacularly, is I am getting it turned the right way out. Bear with. Here we go. So this is the panel for the left-hand side of the waistcoat. And because on the pictures that I have seen of the cast backstage, the pink lining from the back is the pink inside is showing a little bit, I'm going to iron this so that the pink sits. Let me find you a picture, hang on. Alright, see this? So this is the waistcoat. You can't see it, it's a blurry zoomed in, but the pink is showing through on the top bit. So that's what I'm going to do with this. So let me zoom out again. You can see it there. So there's the pink showing through at the top, which is what I'm going to have. This is a better look at the waistcoat. So it's got tiny little floral details on it. It's not exactly the same as mine. I have gone for a slightly bigger floral print because I think it's more interesting, but the vibe is still just about right. So you can see all the florals and the twirly bits and the pink. And that is what I'm going to have. So not an exact copy, very much inspired by, but yeah, we're getting there. It seems to fit okay. Having to hold it in place while I show the camera. But, it fits. Alright, we have collar pinned on. I have tested it for fit. I have added some extra
little pleats because I looked at the picture again and realized that the jacket that they were wearing in the show has pleats, and it also makes it fit better, so that was all cool. I have double checked which side it goes. The buttons are going to go down here. The next thing I'm going to add is the collar, and then I'm going to edit the bottom. I've just left it too long for now, so it's actually going to come up by a couple of inches. So I'm going to do the bottom next, and yeah, then add the buttons, and then that's one piece done. You can't see what colour the back is, at least in any of the behind the scenes pictures I found so far, you can't see it, so I went for lilac. Seeing as he is Count Lilac, it's gonna fit better than this at the bottom when I've edited it, but also it doesn't matter too much because you're never gonna see it. So yeah, this is Count Lilac's waistcoat. I am now working on this extra neck piece thing. It's a bit like almost like a medal, the way it hangs. So I found this in an old button box, and I'm going to hot glue or super glue it right there. And then this is going to attach. So I'm not going to have it attach all the way around my neck. I think I'm going to attach it so it sits nicely. I might even put pins in it so it can be pinned so it can stay. So yeah, shiny, shiny. It is complete. And I actually learnt how to use the buttonhole foot to do these buttonholes. That was an exciting time for me. All right, so waistcoat is complete. Now we move on to the shirt. Hey Racelyn, we're getting to you next. So now I'm making a essentially Regency shirt, which I have some fabric, which isn't quite right, but it will do because the amount of this shirt that you will see is the neck and then this little gap here. That is all that you will see. So the fabric it is made of, I mean, realistically, I might not even make it with sleeves, partly because it'll be really warm because it is hot as fuck right now. So I can always add sleeves later. But yeah, so I'm using this fabric. It's a little bit like the tiniest millimeter heavier than I would normally use to make a shirt like this, but it will be fine. All right, let's go. So right now I am gonna add the gold to the shirt. So this is a sort of Regency style fancy shirt. So I'm adding these onto the button bits. So this is the shirt so far. This is the side that laps over. This is where the gold is going to sit. And this line here is where the buttons are going to go. So I'm going to put gold down these edges. What I have got, because the gold goes like that, is this. So my plan is that I'm going to use these bits. See how they twirl round and round and round. Again, much like the rest of this costume, it's not going to be exactly a replica, but I'm okay with that. So I'm going to have a look. I'm thinking these bits so far, but there's also these funky leaf bits and stuff. I'm definitely going to use these on the tail. So yeah, going to cut some of these out, place them, and then I'm going to sew those on. Okay, so bear with me right now because it kind of looks like I'm making a priest robe, which is a thing I will need to make at some point in the future for another project, but I have just been learning how to tie a cravat into a barrel knot. So I'm about to sew this so it hasn't got any raw edges, and I have just painstakingly hand sewn all of this on here, marked out where the buttons are going to be, and I need to attach the collar and then not worry too much about that seam because it's going to get covered by this. All right, the undershirt is coming together. I like that I am distracting myself from doing the terrifying jacket by just doing all these other fiddly bits instead. The jacket, it's coming, it's coming. Tis done. Well, this bit is done. I still have to make the entire jacket. Well, the panels are cut out. I just need to add this, but this is done. So this and the gold and the collar piece and the waistcoat and the buttons. Look at all how neat the buttons are. And I even gave the shirt sleeves. I did it. I officially gave it sleeves. So yeah. This part is done. And I did have it hanging, but then I put it on the mannequin so I could get a nice picture of it. And now I kind of want to leave it because it looks kind of good just sitting there. Just sitting there looking kind of cool. So I might just leave you there for a little bit. And now we move on to this motherfucker. Alright, we are now attempting to make the little brooch thing that is on the jacket. So I have been cutting petals and I'm going to put them onto this. Partly because of the colour, but you're not really going to see it. It's mostly so that I can attach it. And then I'm going to hot glue the middle and put some glitter in it.
and we shall see how this goes. Here it is done. It doesn't look exactly like the one in the original costume, but I like the design of this. The colour is roughly the same, it's got a similar shape, it's got the little pearl drop at the bottom, so this is what we're going with. It's pretty and I like it, so shush. Alright, today I am braving the jacket. So I've got this beautiful, beautiful iridescent shimmery stuff, which really will not show up very well on the camera, but it's all shimmery with all different colours, but it is naturally a little bit pinker, which is fine because this is Count Lilac, so he's going to be lilac-y pink. However, in the design that they have done, he is wearing mostly blue. So I've got this blue sheer to go over the top, just to add a tiny extra bit of baby blue. So when it gets hit by the lights and stuff, it will catch the blue and the blue will show through. So here is the difference. If I have enough, I might do a second layer, but for now I've only got enough to do one. So here is the difference. I don't know how much you can really see it on the camera. So this one's got the blue, which I'm about to stitch, and this one is just the normal. So I think you can, this one looks bluer, right? So I think it is making a tiny bit of difference. You now join me. I have added the blue to the front of the shirt. I'm now adding the lining to the back, just so I can look a little bit baby blue on the inside as well. And then I'm going to do this. So I've already done this piece. I'm going to do all the other pieces, and then I'm going to start piecing the jacket together. I cannot do the sleeves yet because I have run out of the organza, so I've ordered a little bit more of that. It's a slightly different shape, but hopefully no one will notice. So the sleeves are going to have to be cut and added later. But for now, I can put the body of the jacket together and then add the sleeves on later. So this is what I am doing currently. I am quite excited because the colour, it does look better with the blue organza on it. It doesn't feel like it looks different, but it really does. Here we go. I have crap all over my floor, but I do not care because I am pinning things. So please ignore this terrible hem. You are not going to see it. When I finish it, I'm going to fold it over and it's going to get stitched like that. But I'm leaving it flapped open for now. I've added the purple bit to the collar, which is the same colour as the back of the waistcoat, which is a connection no one will know about except me and you guys. So I am now pinning the gold. This massive piece of fuck off gold was one of the best purchases I have ever made because I've now used it for 3 different cosplays. It might even be 4. I'll try and put them on the screen if I can remember them. So the Silas Brio's waistcoat. I've used it for my Peter Pan from the Finding Neverland movie, and now I'm using it for this. So I'm cutting out sections, and then I'm going to stitch it all the way down. So I've got matching pieces for the front, and then I'm going to add just an extra little bit down here on both sides. I'm going to get some extra flowers for that shoulder, and then that is it. I'm not putting any on the back because that's where the wings are going to sit. I also need to cut a hole for the wings, don't let me forget. But I can see it. It's coming together. I'm very excited. Also, I have to detangle this wig soon, and I am not looking forward to that. Using the machine, as I have done, my beautiful, beautiful, wonderful machine who I love, I have used it to make all of this. I've attached all this stuff. I've done the hems, I've done the seams, I've done the extra little bits. But you know what is amazing is hand stitching. It takes so much longer, and I don't do it as much as I used to. I mean, before I got the machine, I used to hand sew everything. All of my costumes were handmade until literally last year, I think. But hand stitching is just so damn satisfying. And I could machine sew this, but I don't want to, partly because I don't want it to come through all the way to the other side. I want to have the lining be clear, so I'm just stitching it through to the middle bit. But also because just getting to sit and sew this on is very satisfying. It's going to take me a little while, but I've already done this little bit and I'm moving up to here now, so we shall see. Alrighty, we're doing it. I'm being brave. You join me. The black spray. I'm going to do very light around the bottom. I appreciate it might get on the gold. I didn't realise this when I sewed it on, but that's okay. I can always sew gold over the top and stuff. And yeah, we're going to spray up the back. I'm going to do a few little dots here and there. Just a little bit. I'm doing the sleeves next. So, alright, wish me luck. I've decided to cover up a little bit of the gold. Alright. Here we go. Oh my god, I actually really like it. Look at that. Oh my god. I Really, really like that. Oh my god. That is fucking gorgeous. You know, if I do say so myself. I like it. It's giving sort of oil spill. Complete side note, but just look at the floor of my sewing room right now. I mean, good lord. Yep. Oh, anyway, this is attached. The sleeves are attached. They have also been blacked around the edges and splattered, and I am loving this oil spill look. The vibe is cool. The vibe is cool. Right, I've assembled all the gold pieces for the back, but I've decided I'm not going to attach these until I've attached the skirt bit. So, we are now making the flouncy feathers, which is what they're now going to be called, the flouncy feathers. Not these flouncy feathers for the wings, these flouncy feathers. So, this is the fabric I've decided. This is what is going to be showing through. On the original costume images, it's a sort of rich, deep, pinky colour. I've decided to make mine purple because I'm choosing my own colours here. But this purple is also within the design of the original costume. So, I'm going to be attaching it up here. I've measured it, so this will fit around the back of the jacket. So I'm now going to cut it probably quite long into some jagged shapes at the bottom so that it can fit. And then from here as my base, I'm going to start attaching all sorts of other things. So I've also got another sheet of this. So what I'm potentially going to do is if I start attaching wings and building on top of this, I might use the other piece to be the sort of lining that shows through so that you can't see all the stitching from all the other pieces and feathers and things. All right, let's go. Oh, also I forgot, I've attached the gold buttons now, so it looks super fancy. Look how fancy it looks. The dog says hi. Hey, buddy. Oh yeah, and I made candle to hold, because why not? Alright, I have turned this big pile into this. It has layers and layers and layers and layers. You cannot see all of them, but when, you spin and stuff, you can do. So what I'm thinking right now is I'm going to stitch the top line and stitch them all together, and then I'm going to work on, cutting some bits, might add a few more layers, just so you can see all of them. But yes. Look at this. Look at the chaos that is this. Okay, so bear with me. We're making wings. Just bear with me on this one, okay? You're gonna have to trust me. You've stuck with me this far. Bear with. Alright, it is wings time. I've cut a few of these, I've been checking them for the size. This is the thing I'm using to make the wings on, it's going to be interesting. Alright, so I need about 12 to 16 big wing pieces, big feathers, and then a few little ones as well. Alright, let's do it. Oh, by the way, drying and done. Cutty wings, cutty feathers, making more than I thought because I need more than I realised. Ah! Okay, one side is done. I like the way it sits. I like how many feathers I've got. Now I just need to replicate it almost exactly for the other side. No pressure me. I am now using the only paint I have in the house because I didn't have time and couldn't afford to buy more spray. So I've got some old ivory cream paint and I am dry brushing it over these wings. Well, yep. Alright, the wings are drying. While they dry, and hopefully are okay soon, I am going to be making the trousers. So, because I'm running out of time, I have just cut the bottoms off
this pair of wet look leggings that I had lying around and wasn't using. I'm going to use the last of my buttons to put up the sides and a bunch more gold to add the details down the front. And then we are done. Oh, wait, no, I need to cut a hole in the back of the jacket to fit the wings in. But then we are done. 'Tis done, 'tis done. Look at all the gold. 'Tis done. Alright. The wig is as styled as it's gonna be. I put a pop of colour in the back. This is as good as it's gonna get with wigs and me, guys, okay? I have made an attempt at a moon. It's a tiny bit lopsided, but I've repinned it 10 times now, and you know what? There is not a perfectionist in me. So we're going with this, but my back friggin' hurts, and it's still quite light outside, so before I start filming, I am going to sit. I'm good. Alright. I've just done a lot of filming, and I've taken a lot of photos, and the fan is running because I am hot. I am very, very warm, so you can just deal with it, okay? If you're stuck with me until the end of this video, you are welcome. For Count Lilac, you are welcome. Quite frankly, you are just welcome for this. Well, this is the best thing I've made all year. Just, I love this so much. My plan was to wear this to Pride, but I think it's gonna be too hot, so I'm not gonna. But, I'm very happy. If you have never seen anything of Matthew Bourne's, please go and watch a bunch of Matthew Bourne, because as I have talked about numerous times in other videos, Matthew Bourne definitely helped me to come out, and definitely helped me to discover that actually dance is okay. Dance is okay. If it wasn't for Matthew Bourne and his Swan Lake, I would never have tried musical theatre. And that would have been a shame for everybody, because then I wouldn't be learning Russian. Я понимаю маленький по-русски язык. See? Matthew Bourne, inadvertently responsible for so many things in my life. So, yes. This costume is joining my series entitled Making Costumes Until Somebody Hires Me. Please. Please, please. Please, 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 please. But also, just for the love of this costume and this character. And I'm going to go and watch the ballet of this in the theatre very, very soon. And I'm excited. So, thank you for joining me. My wonderful Jellyspoons. I will see you very, very soon. I am sorry that this video is late. I am filming it and it is already very nearly Tuesday, but I think it is worth it. So we're going to go with American time for this video today. Alright. Alright. Goodbye, my wonderful Jellyspoons. Goodbye. Also, tell me your favourite shows down in the comments below. Be they musical, be they ballet. I just want to dance in the ballet. I've been saying that all day. The boyfriend is sick of it. So if you have a favourite show, chuck it down in the comments below. Okay. Goodbye. Look at me, I'm dancing in the ballet.